Hello and welcome to this powerful English learning lecture. Have you ever wondered why you can understand English words but still struggle when it comes to speaking fluently and thinking naturally in English? Today we are going to change that forever by training your mind to think in English instead of translating from your native language. This is not just about learning vocabulary. This is about changing the way your brain works. When you learn how to think in English, speaking becomes faster, easier, and more natural. Let us begin this journey step by step. First, understand this important idea. Your brain already knows how to think. The problem is not thinking. The problem is the language you use for thinking. Most learners think in their native language first. Then they translate into English. Then they try to speak. This creates delay. This creates confusion. And this creates fear. But fluent speakers do something very different. They think directly in English. They do not translate. They respond naturally and quickly. Now we will learn how to build that skill using simple mental words and habits. Let us start. The first important word is think. Think means to create ideas in your mind using English directly instead of converting from another language. When you think in English, your mind becomes faster and more confident. Thinking in English is like training your brain to speak before speaking. 5 examples are: I think I can improve my English every day. She thinks in English when she is alone. He thinks about his goals in English. They think learning English is very useful. We think practice is the key to fluency. The second important word is translate. Translate means changing words from one language into another in your mind. This habit slows you down in speaking. To think in English, you must reduce translation step by step. 5 examples are: I translate every sentence before I speak. She translates English into her native language while reading. He tries not to translate when speaking. They translate words to understand meaning. We often translate, but we should stop doing it. The third important word is process. Process means how your brain understands information. When you think in English, your brain must process English directly instead of converting it. 5 examples are: my brain processes English slowly at first. She processes new ideas very quickly. He processes the question before answering. They process English during conversation. We process language better with practice. The fourth important word is respond. Respond means to reply or answer quickly in English. Fast response shows that your thinking is direct and natural. 5 examples are: I respond to my teacher in English. She responds without hesitation. He responds quickly in conversations. They respond to messages in English. We respond better when we are confident. The fifth important word is imagine. Imagine means to create pictures in your mind using English thoughts. When you imagine in English, your thinking becomes strong and creative. 5 examples are: I imagine speaking English fluently. She imagines traveling to another country. He imagines his future job interview. They imagine living abroad. We imagine success in English learning. The sixth important word is describe. Describe means to explain something in English using words. This helps your mind build sentences naturally. 5 examples are: I describe my house in English. She describes her daily routine. He describes the picture in detail. They describe their experience. We describe things we see around us. The seventh important word is express. Express means showing your thoughts and feelings in English. When you express freely, your confidence increases. 5 examples are: I express my ideas in class. She expresses her feelings clearly. He expresses opinions during discussion. They express themselves in English. We express thoughts without fear. The eighth important word is practice. Practice means repeating actions to improve your skill. Thinking in English becomes natural only through daily practice. 5 examples are: I practice English speaking every day. She practices thinking in English at home. He practices writing sentences. They practice conversation together. We practice to build fluency. Now let us go deeper and understand how real thinking in English works. When you wake up in the morning, your first thoughts decide your language habit. If your first thoughts are in your native language, your brain stays in that system. But if your first thoughts are in English, your brain slowly switches. Start simple. I am awake. I will learn today. I feel good. I am ready. This is how fluency begins inside the mind. Now let us build a powerful mental system using all these words together. First you think in English. Then you stop translating. Then your brain processes directly. Then you imagine situations. Then you describe what you see. Then you express your ideas. Then you respond naturally. And finally you practice daily. This is the full cycle of English thinking. Now let us add more depth to your training. One powerful method is self-talking. Self-talking means speaking to yourself in English during daily life. When you are eating, I am eating food. This is delicious. I am enjoying my meal. When you are walking, I am walking. The weather is nice. I feel fresh. When you are studying, I am studying English. I am improving every day. I am focused. This creates natural thinking speed in English. Another powerful method is mental narration. Mental narration means describing everything in your mind using English. For example, a car is passing. People are walking. The sky looks bright. The room is quiet. This habit trains your brain to stay in English mode. Now let us understand a very important truth. Fluency is not about knowing more words. Fluency is about thinking faster. Even with simple words you can speak fluently if your thinking is direct. Now let us talk about common mistakes learners make. The first mistake is over-translation. When you translate every word, you slow down your brain. The second mistake is fear of mistakes. Many learners stop speaking because they are afraid of being wrong. But mistakes are part of learning. The third mistake is memorizing instead of thinking. Memorizing sentences does not build real fluency. Thinking builds fluency. Now let us strengthen your brain with daily exercises. Exercise 1. Look at any object and think in English. This is a chair. It is small. It is comfortable. Exercise 2. Think about your day in English. I woke up. I brushed my teeth. I will study English. I will talk to my friend. Exercise 3. Imagine a future situation. I am speaking English confidently. I am traveling abroad. I am talking to new people. Do this every day and your thinking will change. Now let us expand your understanding of real fluency. Fluent English speakers do not pause to translate. They connect ideas directly. They respond instantly. They express naturally. They imagine freely. And they practice constantly. This is why they sound smooth and confident. You can also become like them. Now let us build a simple daily routine for thinking in English. In the morning, think simple sentences in English when you wake up. During the day, describe everything you see in English. In the evening, talk to yourself about your day in English. Before sleep, imagine your next day in English. This routine slowly transforms your mind. Now remember this important point. Thinking in English is a habit, not a talent. Anyone can learn it with practice. At first your mind will resist. It will try to go back to native language. But if you continue daily, English thinking will become automatic. One day you will notice something powerful. You are thinking in English without effort. You are speaking without translation. You are responding naturally. That is real success. Let us summarize everything clearly. Think directly in English. Do not translate. Process ideas in English. Imagine situations. Describe everything. Express your thoughts. Respond quickly. Practice every day. Now, before we end, I want you to ask yourself one final question. Are you ready to stop translating in your mind and start thinking in English from today? If your answer is yes, then start right now with one simple thought. I am learning English. I can improve. And I will practice every day.